Hi everyone. So today, Spellbinders has released their new April collections to the masses. So if you were already a club member, you've had access since the 1st, but generally released 9th or 10th of the month for public access. Usually the 10th, but a lot of times they release it in the late hours of the 9th. So the one I want to share with you today is the Cheers to You collection. I have some of the plates that belong to that. I think might be a couple other sets that I don't have here to show you. And these were sent free of charge for my review, and of course, all opinions are my own. And any links I have there in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thanks for supporting the channel in that way if you would like to use them. Generally, when it's a new collection, like at the beginning of the month, like when I do these videos, I'll just have a link to the whole collection. So it'll say Cheers to You collection, and then the link for it. I will have a link for all the new releases so you can check it all out. I will say there are a lot of sentiments released this month, including the ones I'm showing you now. I have a couple other sets from some of the other collections, and then some Spellbinders ones that are more like stamps and dies and things like that. So just a lot of really awesome new collections this month. Several, I will say. I am starting with this one, but there are quite a few others, and so we'll get to those when I get to them very shortly, but I do want to let you know that those are also all available. Like, I think it's like 10 new collections or lines like all to new and things like that. So I'll have it all down in the description box for you. But yeah, so today, these are really cool. I love this kind of thing where it's the press and plate. You're going to run it through. It's going to give you all these sentiments for like all throughout the year, and then the die that cuts them all out at once. So happy birthday, you did it. It's your day. Make a wish from all of us. Cheers to you, sorry. And you're the best. And you can mix and match these with other maybe word dies that you have, like happy or, I was just thinking about some of the kits from this month. So this one's called Cheers to You Sentiments. There's a registration plate. I think there is another registration plate. There might be another sentiment one too. I know there's 2 other items, I believe, from this collection that I don't have here. I will say they didn't have a bundle of this one. I don't know that they have a bundle of any of them other than some beautiful like floral glimmer plates that might have a stencil that come along with them if you were to pick them up that way. But I don't recall right now. I feel like everything's a la carte. So this is Peony Perfection. Really nice size. It has your plastic template there to help you do the flowers and the greenery or however you want to do that. And then some words. So yeah, you can place those wherever you like. It's kind of hard to give a measurement since they are kind of separate, but kind of together enough maybe that you can have an idea that the scene here is about 5 inches tall, 3 3/4 inches wide. So, perfect for an A2 size, maybe 4x6, something like that. But yeah, this one has sentiments. I don't see them on here. So it has, for my dearest friend, hello, wishing you well, and thanks, something so much. I think it says thanks ever so much. Sorry. I was like, I can't make up that word. That's interesting that they don't have it here as an example. But so it has 4 sentiments, which are really great. Universal kind of things. Happy hooray balloons. This one is just super cute. So it also comes with birthday and congratulations, which I think are really fun. So birthday and congratulations, and it has the dies for them. And the balloons themselves, you have the strings, and then the 2 different sets of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5 different sets of balloons, so 5 different colors if you want to do that, which is really, really cool. And then it has the letterings for you to go ahead and put happy or hooray, right? So very similar, H, A, P, and Y, and then this one just has the extra O's. Very cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, and again, this is a registration, so you'll see exactly how to use it, where to place them. It's super easy. This one actually has 2 templates because of the happy and the hooray, so that's really cool. And then this one, I had just been looking forward to showing you guys. They actually sent this over, I want to say a couple months ago even. So I've been holding on to this guy, Buffalo Plaid, and look at that with the BetterPress. I think that's amazing. It's going to be really lovely. So it's like almost 5 3/4 inches tall by just over 4.5 inches. So, you can use it as a matte layer, but definitely A2 size cover. I think I'm going to try to use at least a few sets today, so I think maybe I'll do this as a background, maybe do this with a die cut, and then have our sentiment. I don't know, something like that. So what I'm going to do is just grab some paper and my BetterPress and inks and all that fun stuff, and we'll hop right to it. Okay guys, I think today I'll base my card, I don't know, I really want to make like a red plaid background, so we'll do that on some white paper. So I'll have the red ink for that. I do want a black card base. I think I'm going to cut these guys out and then maybe layer them. So like if I impress this on white paper, maybe a red background or a black background, something that's going to pop. If I already have red, we'll see when we get there. But I'll probably use these Mirrored Arch dies from last month's releases. I really like the shape of these and I think they're really lovely, and I like the way how close the different layers are, right? The matte layers. So we'll choose a couple of those for that part, and then we'll have our sentiment here. So I'm just going to create a card base. I'll probably go ahead and do a whole 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 white piece of cardstock, which I think I have with me here. This is just some heavyweight cardstock. Of course, you can use the cotton BetterPress papers. They work exceptionally well. But I'm just going to put this in the background, so just some nice heavyweight cardstock. So this is A2 size paper. I'm cutting at 5 1/2 inches, going to score it at 4 1/4. Don't cut it. Score it 4 1/4. That's my card base, and then, like I said, I'll grab some red paper probably for my matte layers. Didn't quite get that where I wanted. Then I have this piece that I think I already cut at 5 1/2 inches. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's roughly 5 1/2 already. So I'm going to trim it down a little bit. Well, afterwards, right? Because we're going to use the die. Or actually, on this one, I'm not going to use the die. But for now, I just want it like this, and I'll trim it down if I'm going to trim it down. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and we'll do the buffalo plaid on that. I'll probably just go ahead and use this other piece. Actually, let's use this piece. I know this one I cut incorrectly the other day, so it's a little bit smaller than what I want, to do the flowers. So that one's for that one. That's for this. And then let me grab my inks, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, I went through my little inks. I think I'm going to use strawberry. Cute color. I'll probably use the same color on the flowers, too. So let's make sure I'm using the right piece. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to trim them both down, but there we go. So we have this big guy, and I'm just going to ink it up. And I always keep all 3 shims under here, so maybe it's overkill, I don't know, but I always know that it works, and it works. So I always leave all 3 there under my magnetic plate. Put this guy here. Again, I'm not really worried if this is straight or not. Like I said, I'm going to cut this down anyway, so I can always kind of eyeball that. But I try to put it on here as straight as I can. Yeah, somewhere in there. Just in the guides. There we go. And just simply going to ink this up with my strawberry ink. Just give it a zhuzh, zhuzh, zhuzh. Ooh, it sounds fun. Now this pad is fabric, and so as you're doing this, you might get some little pilling or something that comes off of the little fabric. Like that one's pretty big. I get rid of that before I go to do my better pressing. Now I am making sure these solid squares in the centers are getting enough ink on them, because I can see some of them look a little less inked up than others. So just make sure everything looks nice and inky. And, you know, there's no real rush with this, but I probably should have placed this before I started. And I'm going to trim a little bit off the edge. Now, if you're not going to trim any off the edge, this is an oversized plate, but, you know, when I go to tape this down, this little corner is not going to have anything on it. I can either double up tape in the back or use repositional tape, or just cut a bigger piece of paper so that you can put your tape down and then trim it away, and there's no problem there, right? So, there we go. Take this, and full disclosure, I'm going to have to wrap it up for the day, and I'll come back to finish up our card. Gotta go pick up the kids. So I'm gonna run this through, we'll marvel at it, and then I'll go get the kids. Just gonna run that guy through. That. Oh my gosh, you guys. I mean, can you even look at... I have no words. I love how awesome the BetterPress does what it does, you know. Like I said, I had a little piece of fiber right there so you can see it, but there, just blew away. I'm going to cover that so I'm not too concerned, and then I'm going to trim this down. So very good, but look at, oh my gosh. And then again, that's the whole point. It's embedded into your paper. It's pushed in like a letterpress would do. So I'm going to clean up, and then we'll continue on with our card. Okay guys, so trying to think about where I was. So we just made our background. Like I said, I'll trim that down or use a precision plate or something to trim that down a little bit. And so I think now what we'll do is our registration plate one, right? So let's check this guy out. Sorry. So cool. So use multiple colors with BetterPress registration template, and it's giving your information there. They're showing you to go ahead and put your paper on, which, you know, sometimes I forget, but I do have this piece of paper here. I'm going to just pop that on. And I usually do the two corners, but, you know, if you put more, obviously it's better because it does hang down a little bit sometimes. Let me move that out of the way. So you have that guy ready. Bring this guy. I'm just showing it to you the way they have it on here so you can kind of see what's going on. Tape registration template to magnetic insert on chase. This is called your chase. I hardly ever use the nomenclature for these things, but there you go. It also has a, I don't know if you can see that, the line, that green line, that basically helps you line it up also. But, you know, wherever you place it and you tape it down, that's where it's going to be. So that's where everything's going to kind of base everything off of. I do need to get more of this best ever craft tape because I only have the little skinny one. I like the medium sized one. But anyway, so stick those down, and then you know, they're showing you just an example of a different die set obviously there, but you can just pop this on. So you want to do the flowers first, the greenery first. However, either way, what you're going to do is, oh, not put it on upside down. Of course, BetterPress is backwards there. It needs to go this way. So let's just pop that back on there. Again, I'm just, you know, I'm also going to die cut mine, so I don't really care where it is on my paper, but obviously you want it to hit the paper. So all you do is you have the little red lines there for this one. I'm just going to pop this on here, and again, the magnet is really, really good. So I'm just going to line that up a little bit better before I pop it down. Just right inside the red lines. It looks like you can see the very edges of the red lines. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. So let's get, I'll use the same red from my background, strawberry. And you would do the same thing with the, you know, the hooray, the happy, the other sets I showed you there. Pop this guy on here. And if you wanted to color this in, I would definitely recommend using water-based products, watercolor, water-based markers, things like that. Just gonna run that guy through. How beautiful. I mean, that is such a nice image. To me, it's already, I mean, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'm not gonna add any more color, but it's very fleshed out. Okay, so now I'm gonna pick this guy up. I'll clean that up in just a minute. Let's go ahead and bring this guy. Do not take your template off. The whole point of that is that it's there to help you with your placements. You don't want to move it at this point. So we have that guy. And let me grab something green. You know, I just tossed all my inks in here, so I just kind of go through and find the color that I would prefer. Funny enough, I know there's a couple greens. I can't find one. There we go. Leaf. Aptly named. So again, just little zhuzh, making sure I'm going over every area. Right down there. And pop this right back on. Haven't moved anything, don't detach anything, just pop it back on. And run it through again for your greenery. And look at that. I mean, that is gorgeous, you guys, for a whole card front. Again, I wasn't really paying attention to where I put it because I'm going to cut this out anyway. But, you know, you can definitely pay attention to where it is. And then what's great about this is also that, you know, if now I have my sentiment, let's say I want to use, you know, thanks so much, I can remove my stems and I can know if I place it here, it's going to be right in this area, you know. over here on the card front. So you can still use the registration even though it doesn't have a designated spot for your sentiments. You can use the look of this to know where it would end up being. So I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to remove that. We're done. We're done because I'm going to use the other sentiment today, but I would definitely let that registration acetate guideline help me out with that. Okay. And I will say on the site, on the product description, there's usually a printout of this too that you can download a PDF, so you can always have it in case you misplace this or something happens. I mean, it's a really nice plastic. I don't see, other than misplacing it, something happening to it. But you can print it out and you would have that. All right, I'm going to clean up a bit, and oh, we do need to make our sentiments, so I'll be right back. So our background, I'm going to trim down. We have this guy that I'm going to cut with a die, and then just grab some red paper. I don't need too much of it, but, well, I guess we can just do the whole thing. Let me see if that works. I'll have my sentiment on the red paper, but I mean, you can isolate just one to actually ink up, but might as well ink them all up. So I make sure I have... And this is an awkward little piece of paper, so I just want to make sure that's probably where it needs to be. That should be fine. Put that down there. Piece down here, and then just some black ink. So I'll have, you know, plenty for another time with on red background paper. Make sure the little fluffs are out. And I'll run this guy through, and then we'll run it through and die cut it. Quick, easy, they're all there. That letterpress effect, which is so nice. Let me clean up, and then we'll do some die cutting. Okay, guys, so this set of sentiments has its own die, and it looks like this one. And with this, you know, I just try to center it left to right, up and down, just kind of seeing the spacing I have here. That looks pretty good right there, I think. And place tape in a couple of areas. And you know, you can also run your BetterPress plates through your glimmer if you want to glimmer them. Do not put the glimmer plates into your BetterPress though, okay? Because they're thicker than BetterPress plates and you don't want to ruin your machine. Okay, and then with this guy, I was thinking about layering it in black. I don't know, let me pick out like these top three. How much of that's going to be covered if I did that one? I feel like that's going to be too much, maybe these two. So this guy, and I'm just going to trim away quite a bit of our image, and that's okay. Doesn't hurt me at all. So that one, and then a black background. So I'm going to run this through black paper. We'll have that guy. Again, you know, frame it out wherever you like. I really wanted more of, I don't know, I guess more of the flowers, huh? Okay, something like that. I'll run that guy through, not touching the image so much as the outer portion, especially if you use the cotton paper. You don't want this tearing up your image. Okay, so we have that. Run this through some black paper, I think. I was going to go red, but then it's red, you know, it's too much. So black. And then this guy I'll trim down with the largest of my precision dies. And I think this is set B. I don't remember if A or B starts with the 4 1/8 or the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But again, this is very subtle. It's just going to take a little bit off the edges. So I kind of look at the back and make sure I'm where I want to be. And I'll just run that through. And I'll be right back. I do want to show you. With this, since it's very close to the edges, I just tape it to my surface. And I mean, just kind of lined it up where I thought would be the straightest and nicest, and that's what I got. So tape to the plate, and that way I don't have to actually tape onto my image in case it pulls up the image there. All right, let me clean up and we'll put our card together. So we have our buffalo plaid. I kind of damaged my card because I let it stick to one of the carriers. So I would put on this side, but since I messed this side up, I'm going to stick it on here. And that way I can still use that card base. And you know, those are bane of my existence, right? Whenever something has a carrier and it has like a plastic tape, I always invariably end up sticking whatever I'm working with to that tape. And oh well, what are you gonna do? Okay, so let's take this guy. Got a little schmutz on it somehow, but I'm gonna cover most of it up anyway. I'm just going to glue that right down. This buffalo plaid is going to be my absolute favorite background. It looks amazing. It's so crisp and clean. And I mean, just perfect. Yeah, I don't know where that little bit came from. There it is. I was going to say, I don't know what it is, but it's coming off. Then we have this guy and this guy. This is pretty cool. I was thinking you can do like one of those shadow effects or like eclipse effect. If you wanted to make this like into a shaker, maybe put that down and then put some dimensionals behind this guy and pop it up. And then shaker in between the two. Wouldn't that be cool? Okay, but anyway, something to think about. I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down. I think it's all going to be pretty much flat and then pop up the sentiment. So I have that guy to this guy. Oh, and if you would like some more dimension or texture, you can definitely emboss that. The one in the background, right? And like I said, I'm just probably going to glue this down. Make it mailable. Cute. Oh, that buffalo plaid is so fun. And I'm just eyeballing this, guys, so, you know, hopefully we're good. I'm kind of looking the thickness there and the thickness here that I have. Up and down isn't the biggest deal, but I do want to keep it kind of higher up. It's pretty much centered, though, now that I look at it. Okay, I mean... Oh, look right there. I was going to put it over to the side, but that's cute. Aw. What do you guys think? You're the best. Make a wish. You did it. I mean, it's your day. From all of us, happy birthday. Cheers to you. How about you're the best? I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that, and I'll be right back. So the colors on this one are giving me like Italian vibes. Wouldn't that be cute if you paired that with like a gift card to the Olive Garden or whatever it is people might like. I think that'd be really cute. Okay, so I'm looking at these bottom corners, see about how centered that might be. Probably needs to go over just a tad like this way. And then once I do that, of course, I think it needs to go a tad the other way and all that, but there you go. Sometimes I readjust after I take a picture or I look at it, I'm like, okay, but that looks pretty good. Let's give it a squish in the back. And there it is. So you're the best. You know, with this new collection, I will have images coming up. Again, I'll have like the whole collection in the description box, and you can click on that and it'll show you all the different pieces of the collection plus all of the new April releases. I'll also have a link for that for the US and the UK, and I always forget to mention that, but yes, US and UK links will be there for you guys. And please make sure you're looking at US or UK depending on where you are located. And this came out so pretty. I just love the simplicity, but with all the different textures and layers and everything, it's really lovely. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I will have reviews for you of the other collections very shortly, and keep an eye out. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Bye now.